Hello. I'm laughing because as soon as I pushed record, my mom sent me a message on Instagram, which doesn't happen very often. It was just very interesting that it was as soon as I pushed record. So yeah, a message or notification can be popping in. I just recorded a video, the second attempt to do a video with my with visuals, like I was walking by the castle that I'm staying near, and I tried multiple times to upload it, and it is something the internet here is just not supporting my video transference. So, but this message that I felt was still really strong, like it wanted to come out. So I'm recording again, and yeah, when I was at this castle, I was a little bit low energy, and I kept feeling the urge. I sat in front of a tree actually and was just doing a little bit of grounding and doing some grid work with the ley lines on the land of the castle. And I just kept getting the feeling to like go upside down. So I just sort of like let my feet, hip width apart and let my body kind of hang over. Yeah, you could be seeing 12-12 or 21-12, mirroring numbers with ones and twos. 1-1-1, 11-11, and I've been seeing 13-33. I believe number 12 in the hangman is the hangman in tarot. So yeah. And it's funny, as I was trying to upload this video, and it just kept saying failed, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not going to record today then. Like I already tried and it didn't work, but then no, I like really felt this. So yeah, this really feels like what I said in the video that I just recorded that is not uploading, like a message of hope and luck. Now, of course, generally luck tends to be energetics that have been weaving for quite some time and are starting to come in. It may look like luck. Yeah, so I have seen 2 ladybugs this week. So you could be seeing ladybugs. Owls have been popping in, and rabbits or a hare. And there's a card in the Animal Oracle deck from, I always forget her name, Colette Baron Reed. And there's a card that I keep seeing in my mind's eye, and it's a rabbit, and it says, "Now is a lucky time." And it's funny because ladybugs also symbolize luck. So yeah, there's like this very lucky energy. Now I'm seeing 777. And I heard slot, like a slot machine or something, jackpot. And I just saw a flash of light. So I was talking about sun gazing as well in the video. And the sun rays like showed up on the camera, like just with like a beautiful like pastel hue. So sun gazing could be significant, or maybe you're being called to sun gaze. And it was really synchronistic because this delivery express truck was looking for a specific address to deliver a package, and he asked me if I knew where this address was, and I don't. And so he had a hard time at first finding where the package was delivered. And it was like, as I was bringing through messages in the other video, right when I ended the video, he came back out and like gave me a thumbs up, like, I found the package. And what I was saying was like, yeah, there could be something on its way to you. I saw another flash of light as I said that. Yeah, you know, literally, metaphorically, an opportunity. It will be different for each of you. I'm seeing horses and seahorses. And back to the owl. Yeah, you could feel like you're in the dark with something. Is what I was getting. And owls tend to observe. There's another oracle deck that's popping in my mind. The Lemurian Oracle, Starchild Oracle. And there's a card, I believe it's number 8 actually. And it's an owl, like on a ladder. And it says observe. Yeah, so there's something, it's funny because the energy was coming through when I did the last video. It was like I think I was a little nervous because I was showing my face on camera, and that's still new for me. But yeah, the energy still feels quite tempered. Normally, like, these messages come really fast. And I actually just listened to a different reader, and her message, she brought up some signs and synchronicities that I had just brought up. But the energy there was like really fast. Like, you need to take action. You need to do something. You know, like, it's time. But the energy I keep tapping into actually feels like that has, like, the action has already been taken, or, you know, you're already in alignment with taking some sort of action, like inspired action I'm hearing. So there may be like a split energy here. Maybe that's why I'm redoing this video. Like, maybe there's some of you that feel like you've already taken some sort of action, like the seeds were planted, and now there's like this, what will seem like a lucky break, something on its way to you. And for others of you, if you feel like you've been maybe like dragging your feet, or just feeling like you're still hiding a little bit, or not really ready to take that leap, or you don't feel ready, I'm hearing this is if you're waiting for a green light, the light is green. It's green and it's about to turn, so it's time. Yeah, so maybe that's why the energy was coming in like that. So I'll say thank you to the other reader for, like, adding in that element. And I actually pulled a card from a deck that happens to be in the house that I'm staying. And one of the words that stood out to me was one of the phrases was taking a risk. Yeah, so it can feel like you are, it doesn't even just feel like maybe it could be just like taking one risk, but it feels like a risky energy, like a risky time in your life. Like, it's like all the cards are on the table and you're just going for something, and it may feel a little bit risky, or maybe that's what you're being called to do. Again, it will be different for different groups of you that may feel attracted to this message. But yeah, there's something about like weaving a web, the womb area, and the creativity aspect, really utilizing your creative senses. And I'm also seeing it as almost like a net, like a web of protection. And like, you know, if someone were to jump on a spider web thinking it was a net, they're probably going to hit the ground. So it might feel like you don't have a safety net, or it's like you're going all in on something. You know, even if it's like just believing in yourself and doing something that maybe doesn't look like the average thing or like the logical choice, you know, it's something like this. I just saw 909 on the timer, and I'm seeing number 404. I just saw the picture of the ladybug that I found today. Let's see. Oh yeah, I keep walking by. There's like this huge sculpture. I guess you can call it a sculpture of a banana that is like a quarter of the way peeled. And it's funny because I've been craving bananas so much lately. So there could be something about interesting. I'm getting like when, you know, because the banana isn't fully peeled, it's like maybe you keep starting to peel this banana, this metaphorical, whatever it is that you're being called to take a leap into, and maybe you then peel the banana a quarter of the way and then you're like, oh, I'll save that for later, and you like haven't quite come back to it yet. Again, that's like for some of you. And then for others of you, it's like you already started, you peeled the banana. I know this is like very split, but this is what I'm getting. You peeled the banana and it's like the rest wasn't peeled yet and it's being protected. So you already started, you took that step, you know, you're taking that inspired action when you feel called. And yeah, everything else is still in that protective space. But like I said, there's something on its way to you that feels, I just like got a sigh of relief. And I mentioned in the previous video that wouldn't upload, I was having a conversation with someone earlier. I was also seeing the initials F, X, and Y. Now I'm seeing a C, S, M. Yeah, so the conversation, that's right. The person I was speaking to, she was telling me that she had this job for like 6 months, and it was actually in sort of like media, on camera reporting, editing, film, that kind of thing for news. So it's funny because the FX that came through was like a TV station, so there could be something relevant here about that for someone. Or the arts in some way. Yeah, so she was saying that she was a freelancer. Oh yeah, birds are significant, especially eagles, but really birds in general. There's a bird bell near where I'm sitting, and I was channeling for my mom the other night, and this bell, there was no wind around, it just started to ring. So there could be like phenomena like this happening where maybe something just like falls or moves that, you know, there's no logical really reason for it. Or maybe it will be happening. Yeah. I'm also seeing geese and swans. Swans have been coming up so much lately. You know, that idea of a soul connection energy. There is a video that I recorded a few months ago with swans on the thumbnail. So there could be messages in there for you. But I was saying about the conversation. Yeah, so as she's doing this job, she just like really said that like she just kept kind of dropping the ball and like was almost like waiting to get fired, and they just like wouldn't fire her. So after like 6 months or so, she was like, I just finally had to quit. Like, and she didn't have a backup plan. She was also teaching yoga, and she said she actually used the word luck, which is funny because I kept getting that word anyway. And she was like, yeah, it was just luck. I met this woman and she asked me to start doing workshops and working with businesses on wellness and yoga, etc. And she still does it to this day. And this was like years ago that she was telling me about this story. So, and she said like, she didn't even ask, the woman who offered her this position didn't even ask to see her yoga or anything really. She just like, it was just like that type of experience where it was like, okay, you're the person, this is it, you know? So there could be, that's what I was feeling, like there's something here. Of course, it doesn't have to be in those exact like fields, but there is just something that feels like it's like just meant for you. For some of you, it could be a relationship with those swans. For some of you, it's multiple things. It's like this just overall new beginning. And I kept talking about this, the sun energy, the solar energy. And I was talking about illumination. So yeah, like with that owl, like I said, you may feel like you've been in the dark a bit. But it does sort of feel like this illumination. Also, the spotlight was coming through. And again, it doesn't, you know, for everyone it'll be different. It doesn't have to be like the idea of fame that we say. For some of you it might be, but it is just the idea of the spotlight in your own life, you know, stepping into your, that solar plexus, you know, bananas, yellow foods could be relevant, but really like your inner central sun is illuminated and that fire energy is lit, and you are just ready. And for those of you who are still a little bit more like in the dark and not really feeling that, this is that call to like start taking that leap. Of course, only if you feel called. And when I say leap, that could also inspired action. Let's say that. I also, it's funny, this came up too with my other roommate, making micro changes. I did a video also about micro changes. So if you are like kind of having a hard time prioritizing or something like that, you can look back in my videos for micro changes. And I think it was a short, and then the full video is posted, but I talk about that. Okay, let's see. I don't know, ducks are also coming up. Oh, okay, I was just looking in sometimes I write things down, and in my dream last night, I forgot about this part. First of all, like the idea of Men in Black, the movie Men in Black could be significant, but there's been these like really interesting characters showing up in my dreams this week that feel very like Men in Black like. I'll talk about that in another video, but I just wanted to mention that for some reason. And I was with a friend from high school in this dream. We were really close in high school, and I was driving in like my old neighborhoods, and he was kind of making fun of me in the dream, but also like really supporting me at the same time, which feels very like, what's that word? Polarized. And I was told in the dream, like I was told to move somewhere, like there was somewhere I needed to move, and I was like really reluctant, like I really didn't want to move there, but I was like, okay. And I kept hearing, oh my God, my roommate is gonging for dinner. It's hilarious because it's just him and I in this house right now. Green. What did I keep hearing? Point Green. I think that might be somewhere in New York, but that's not a neighborhood that I know of. But yeah, that kept coming through. But the place was like very foresty and like lots of trees, a lot of greenery. Anyway, so when I was driving in the dream, he was like, okay, everyone leave Jess alone. She's activating portals right now. So I was like driving along this highway, like in, like it wasn't like a very pretty scenery. It was just like highway and like strip malls. And in the dream, I was like activating portals. Yeah, so there's like this portal opening up, and grid work can be significant, and stepping into this, or some of you have already stepped in, and it's like things are starting to actually show up. Yeah, I'm not going to make this too long. This just felt like a little message of hope. And again, I just want to check and make sure that I'm not missing something. Oh yeah, the Peruvian Amazon. I had a dream the other night. I'll probably talk about this in another video because it definitely deserves more attention. But in the dream, I was shown this woman talking about the Peruvian Amazon, which is funny because I wasn't even sure geographically if that was correct, but it is. I looked it up, and there was an inner earth reference, and she was saying that the inner earth frequencies are so present, and she was like, yeah, if you lay your ear to the ground and do these certain rituals, you tune into the inner earth frequencies, and they like integrate within you or something like that. So inner earth could be significant, or telos, Shambhala, the holy womb chakra teachings, or technologies that's coming through. And again, I do plan on like going deeper with these topics, but these are just some things that wanted to sort of come up. And I invite you, if you're interested in any of these deeper, please feel free to comment, and I would love to do more on that. I also wrote down some numbers the other day: 8, 3, 3, 3, 10, 2, and 11. Yeah, I think I already said 1333. I'm seeing it again. And the owl. Oh, beast. Yeah, so the owl, I feel like there's one more message with the owl. Athena, that's right. I kept feeling the energy of Athena. Greece could be significant. ancient Greece. But yeah, I'm seeing something about the high priestess that really like now is the time. I'm seeing like I'm someone walking blindfolded on a tightrope. And it's like, yeah, really trusting those inner instincts through these more, excuse me, darker moments that have been possibly present. But okay, that's all. Thank you so much. And yeah, like I said, please feel free to share anything that came through for you. And that's all.